Guys, my 20 minutes time was over. I again reconnected and will be there for further 15 minutes. Okay, so within this 15 minutes, I must be able to finish my last execution. Okay, thanks for staying again. Now, third, I will go back to so now let us perform the last execution, and I'll try to help you how to interpret the results. Now, how to do that? Model. I'm going to create a user object SM ledger. This is called logit method. Logit is y depends on x. Please be cautious. So in y we have this y is dependent and x is independent because y is dichotomous variable. Please be cautious. Now you just have to press enter. Logit log I think capital L right. Logit. Now model, this is I think result. We have to create one more object, model dot fit, and here method is equal to neutral. Now here it is a point for results not available. Results perfect solution detection. Results not available. Is model fit model SM logit external y. Here you have to come up with model fit method is really it's right. MUWTON method. Okay, let me not have a method. Let's see. No, I think this is not available. Perfect separation detected. Oh, perfect separation detected. I think we have the T. I think 01. Come on. So whether go for not a range here. NP random. Shall we go for random dot rand n? Is it possible? Yeah. Now x is equal to absolute of x. I don't know. I'm just trying to do something like this. Now it's partially better. Y our x here I think we should. Yeah. Logit x y comma x. Now fit. I think now it fit. Right, you see? Actually, what happened? There was a perfect fit. I took exact values. I'm sorry, people are waiting for me here. So there were exact values. So it was not possible for us to resolve. So now we can just call for the parameters. If you want to call for the parameters, then we have to say results. Result parameters, something like that. Params. Now you get beta naught and beta 1. So this is beta naught, this is beta 1. Now let's go for result prediction. Predict. Then for x. Okay, predict for all. These are the fitted values. You have actual values and regression values. So after you substitute all the x values in regression line using these beta naught and constant and coefficient and slope, we'll get all these values. These are the predicted values, these are the actual values. You see, these are the actual values. These are the predicted values. You see, the first value is 0.36 and predicted value is 0.35. Oh, close, very close, 1.51, but whereas the predicted value is 0.63. Third value is 1.22, the predicted value is 0.0. There is some noise and error. See, the predicted values are not exactly, the first value is matching, but the rest of the values You see here there are few values with 1.5 something like that, but in predicted values we have no single value with 1. Okay, you can even make a graph on like PL to scatter. You can just I think scatter is not working. Yes, plot PL2 plot. Let me save this into some Z. Okay, thread. Let me go for thread, and now you can come here and say plot X actual values and thread. Okay. Oh my God! I don't know. Something went wrong. This. Excuse me. It's not plot. I guess. Shall we go for scatter? Scatter the external y and then plot x comma thread. Okay. Scatter xy must be the same size. Why? Xy not same size. They're all same size only. What nonsense is this? They're all same size only. Len of x, then len of y, 10 only. Scatter x comma y, x. Yeah, there is some xy must be the same size. Okay, maybe I just let us go ahead and show result. Suppose if you want a summary that e to the power of a, I told you that we'll use a particular expression called p divided by 1 minus p is equal to something. So if you want that, you have to go for summary. Now in summary, you'll get everything. You see here constant is 0.9 minus 0.98 and x1. This is slope, and then standard error. This is z status, z value for this coefficient beta naught, and this is z value for beta 1, and this is the p value. You see both of the p values are greater than 0.05, which means they are not significantly different from 0. So here the null hypothesis is going to be, let me go for h naught, is going to be both beta naught is equal to beta 1 is equal to 0. That is null hypothesis. Okay. I think this is a formula I have to enclose. Let me change this. Now you see the beta naught and beta 1 is equal to 0. That is null hypothesis. Now here you see the p value is greater than 0.05. So at 5% confidence interval, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. So there are some certain, the coefficient is negative, but in fact it is 0. And then we have the slope as 1.01. But in fact, so these values are highly influenced by the error. Sampling error. These are erratic values. The actual values, though we have some certain effects in our sample, but the actual effect is 0. So that way, you have to you can write the interpretation here. Though THOUGH. There are certain effects which means negative and positive in sample, but the actual effect in population is 0. That's how since both of the p values, I'm just telling you how to interpret, are greater than 105, we fail to reject null hypothesis. Okay, so now there are something which means this means, so there are some certain effects in sample, which means there is a negative effect, there is a positive effect, but in fact there are no effects in the population. So that way you can just interpret this. So this is how you are going to perform the logistic regression in Python. Okay, so today's class I explained you how to perform simple linear regression, how to make the plot and plots for simple linear regression, and then after that how to perform the logistic regression. Now, with the same gumption, let us just move ahead and see how to perform multivariate analysis in Python. So here onwards, actually, performing multivariate analysis is not that easy. I think we need to have some discussion on what is multivariate analysis. Till now, we were trying to talk about only univariate and bivariate analytics. But in multivariate, there are different situations. In few situations, you will be having totally categorical data. In few situations, I mean, in another situation, you will be having both hybrid data, which means part of your data set is categorical and the part of your data set is non-categorical, which means numerical. And there are situations where you will be having scale data, just like satisfaction survey or perception survey. So when you have x1, it may be categorical, like 1 0 1 0 0 1, something like that, and there may be another variable like age, 12, 20, 23, 30, something like that, and there may be another variable called education, where not educated, educated, not educated. Usually will not be having 0. Will have either 1, 2, something like that. So you'll be. This is non-categorical. Okay, this is categorical. So there are the performing multivariate analysis is not that simple. Okay. Verma raised a hand. Raised a hand. A hand. Or a hand, whatever it is. Where are you, Verma? Yeah, I think you are not seeing my. I think that is. Stop sharing. I'm just I went to the whiteboard without sharing it. So this is actually what I am trying to talk to you is that you will be having different situations for multivariate analysis. In some situations you will be having totally categorical data. Most of the time this is how students approach me. Whenever I give assignments and they just come back and talk to me, so we don't have no single variable is numeric and all the data is categorical. Now can you please tell me how to perform the analysis? In such situations you have a couple of statistical techniques, and there are hybrid situations where you will be having let me somebody raised hand. Where are you, Alma? Why did you raise me hand? If you did not raise the hand, it's okay. Okay, there are situations where the entire data set is scaled and you will be having kind of 1 to 5 raised a hand. Where are you all raising hands, boss? I'm not able to see your hands. There are messages that you are raising hands, but in my software it's not showing me. Can you please write me in chat? Please write me in chat. Hashira also raised a hand. I'm sorry, I'm not able to see your hands. So better you please raise hand. Write something in chat. Instead of raising hands, please write me in chat. I don't know where to see recording. Stop. Where to see your hands. Okay. So like this. So what I'm trying to tell you that there are now, if you have totally categorical data, the statistical analysis which we use for such data is called CA, which stands for correspondence analysis. And then this CA, when matures become, CA is performed on tabular data. Where are you all raising hands? Okay, I'm just going to unmute you. Yeah, now you can talk to me. Yeah, all of you are raising hands. Anybody, any questions, please?
No, sir.
Somebody raising hands. Huh? Okay. Now CA is meant for crosstabs. So these are all, you should have crosstabs. And MCA, there is another technique called multiple correspondence analysis. This is for not for the crosstabs. This is for the multivariate data set, just like X1, X2, X3, X4. If your data is a crosstab, then you need to perform CA. Okay. If your data is a data set, a multi-columnar data set, then you have to go for MCA. And if your data is scaled, just like X1, all, if you imagine, if you have some factors in your data like satisfaction, perception, attitude, something like that, then you have to go for the FA. There is a technique called FA, which is called factor analysis. Whenever we call factor analysis, it just refers to EFA, explanatory factor analysis. There is another technique called CFA, confirmatory factor analysis. This is not meant for you, because it's very advanced techniques, but we can just go to the extent of EFA. And then the last one is cluster analysis. There is another technique. It is actually the hybrid data. You have both categorical as well as non-categorical data. Then you can go for the cluster analysis. If you have extremely scaled data, measured data, metric data, then it is EFA. Then if you have categorical data, totally categorical data, and which is in the form of a crosstab, then you have correspondence analysis. I will show you, excuse me, a particular, you can understand these dynamics very well. Maybe you may be confusing me when I'm talking. There is a package called Prince. Okay, Prince package, Python. It is there in GitHub. It is also there in PyPy. Actually, I did not install this. We have to go for the GitHub. Yeah, this one. You got a beautiful documentation for multivariate analysis. You can perform all these analytical techniques, whichever I'm talking right now. So see here, you can do what not everything. You've got documentation, sunset. Where do you have documentation? Here? No. Docs, examples. They have examples. I found documentations where everything is explained very, very, very nicely. I just want to read me only. What is the documentation box? This is for pandas, visual analysis. Prints, docs, templates, make file. These are all right documentation. No. This is actually these are the classes, right? This guy, what he did actually, he created a couple of modules like base pi, CA pi, CA transfer correspondence analysis, MCA multiple correspondence analysis, PCA principal component analysis. Then you got something like that. So you created just a package, and there is a wonderful documentation. I could find this documentation somewhere. Where do I are right now? Here, I think you got, yes. Here you got the documentation. In PyPy, not in GitHub. Sorry. Yeah, in GitHub also is some little documentation. Principal component analysis, something like this. I think this does not refer to Prince, and this will take you to sklearn. There is another package called sklearn. There also you can so PyPy, if you go there, you say quick install Prince, something like this. You have to install. I didn't install. I'm going to do that. I see NumPy. There is also, see here there are techniques, tutorials. A tutorial for principal component analysis. You see how this is being done. Principal component analysis, pandas, and then import Prince, sklearn, import datasets. sklearn, you can do all those multivariate analysis in sklearn. No, I'll show you. sklearn is meant for machine learning. This is a wonderful library for documentation. You can perform all kinds of multivariate analysis, but I don't like to talk to you. I don't like to introduce sklearn to you because it is not there in your syllabus. And one more thing is, it is very highly, it has a highly mature content, which means it takes a lot of time to me to explain, and you need to have some basic understanding about machine learning. Then only it is possible for you to understand. It's not basic understanding. You need to have some advanced understanding on machine learning algorithms. Then only it is possible for us to discuss about sklearn. You can just go here, sklearn. There's nothing so great about it. Since I am with you for the past few months, and I think it is not the right time to talk about sklearn with you. But if you have a very personal interest, you can just go over there and read documentation, try to understand. Now let us understand how to perform the principal component analysis. And this is, let's first go for the correspondence analysis. the theory of correspondence analysis, because that way, oh, this is a theory. Okay, fine. There's a beautiful document for correspondence analysis. How to perform the correspondence analysis using prints. Okay, let me go by the way how it is being explained here. Uh, yeah, here you see. All your variables, this is what I was talking. All your variables are numeric, use principal component analysis. It is actually equal to FA. Whenever you want to perform factor analysis, EFA, you can straight away perform PCA. Even in SPSS, when you perform EFA, exploratory factor analysis, we choose a method called PCA. There are many methods, but one of the very highly sought after method to perform the factor analysis is PCA. Now, if you have a contingency table, just like a constant, you have correspondence analysis. You have to perform CA. And if you have more than two variables and all of them are column norm, then you should go for, like, you have variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, just like in the rows and columns format, not like contingency table. Then you have to perform MCA. It is called multiple correspondence analysis. And then if you have groups of categorical and numerical variables, I mean you have gender, education, kind of all grouped variables. And apart from that, you also have kind of a scaled variable. Then you have to go for MFA, multiple factor analysis. Then if you have categorical variables along with the numerical variables, I mean it doesn't matter whether they are grouped or not. Then you go for the factor analysis of next data. Okay, groups of categorical and then numerical variables. You have groups of categorical, not categorical, and numerical variables. Then you have to go for MFA. But here, you don't need to go to this extent. I don't subscribe. I will suggest you to perform the multiple. It's all up to you. It is only my suggestion. If you are really interested, you can also pick up these methods and perform these analysis on your data. I'm not undermining you, but I don't have time, and I don't think you two have time. You will be inundated by so many assignments as well. So I don't suggest you to do. But whenever you find time, just come to this place and try to pick up the methods and understand how to perform this analysis, and perform the same methods on your data sets. So in my understanding, you just go for the CA, PCA, and then straight away go for cluster analysis. That's sufficient. You can do this. This one, FAMD, categorical and numerical, not groups of categorical. You go for this. You can perform CA, PCA, and FAMD, and then straight away go to cluster analysis. So then entire your. Now let us understand how to perform the PCA. Import pointers, import prints, import sklearn. We are importing sklearn not to perform the PCA. You can also perform the PCA by using sklearn in machine learning, culture. But you need to read what is sklearn and some little bit of knowledge about algorithms. Then only it is possible for you to use sklearn methods. But here we are using prints. Now you see the datasets were simulated. Datasets load arrays. I don't know how many of you remember. The same dataset is very, very popular in our community. There is a dataset called iris. This dataset consists of some plants, a plant called iris data. Like it has some petal width, something like that. You see here like this. These are the records. Load iris, return xy true. Means, I mean, this is you just try to experiment the result of this statement. This statement just return two variables x, y. So that is actually the return xy, not as a data set, but written as two different. Now the x PD data frame data x, this x, and columns take all these columns, and y you have PD series, map them as like this, and finally this is what is the data set. You got sepal length, sepal width here like this, and petal length, petal width, and then this is only a head, and you will be having 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is for, I think 3, 4 or not. There is 0, 1, 2. 3, 4. I don't know what's going to happen. I have to execute this and no. And then we are going to create an object called PCA, and this is going to be prints PCA. In prints package, there is a method called PCA. Number of components 2, iteration 3, because we are going to use the solver. And these are all some other properties. Just I think you can just leave with this. I don't know. We have to see. And then fit. PCA fit X. What is X? This one is X. Okay. Now, pretty serious one. Now, don't know why. We have to do that in action. Then you'll get all the, what is it going to return? This is going to return coordinates. These are called coordinates for the correspondences. By using these coordinates, we are just going to plot the graph. This is just only for plotting the graph. Now we see the plot the graph. There is also a method in prints. PCA plot raw coordinates x. Take x or x coordinates x data, and then use this transform x. Yeah, transform. This one x, not that one. Plot PCA plot raw coordinates x. That's all. And then AX get figure save fig. This is only for saving the figure in SVG format. You can just AX save fig. Get figure. You don't need to mention the save fig. So that way you're just going to make the. So here the output of the correspondence analysis is going to be the plot. Okay, it is not. You also have a lot of numerical analysis. There are eigenvalues. There are inertia, total inertia. These are all not important for you. In case if you want to know what is inertia is something like there is a mass called noise. It is close to noise, not noise. There are a lot of cubic divergence. It is a divergence metric actually. I don't want to talk to you. The greater the value, the greater the noise in the data. Something like that. These are the eigenvalues. They are something like the measures which explains these two vectors. This is actually the eigenvalue for the vector 1. This is eigenvector, and this is eigenvalue for vector. They are not important for us right now because these eigenvalues and inertia are not very much useful for us. But however, there is one thing called correlation matrix. So see here, this is so these are the two dimensions, 0, 1. So you can straight away come here, and the petal length relationship with dimension 1 is this, very strong. There is one relationship sepal width to the dimension 1. This is x-axis. Whose association is negative. So rest of them, they're okay. Like sepal width has very strong association with the y-axis. But you see the first three are very poorly associated with the y-axis. So this is very important for us. These are association metrics, called Pearson correlation coefficients. Okay, they are called contributions. There is another, based on this we calculate the contributions. There are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the same, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, I think there must be 3, 4 here. I don't know why it is missing. See here, this is actually a cross step. These are the varieties of the plants. 0 is a Thosha. It's a plant. Versicolor. They are not Indian plants, and don't worry. This is a plant 1, plant 2, plant 3, something like that. 0 is plant type. These are all plant types. And here there is some output related to this. Okay, you try to perform this. Okay, I don't have the time. I'm just showing you the documentation. I can just still go ahead. But in this session, at least in this session, I don't like to perform this analysis. But I will suggest you to go. It's very easy to understand. You don't need to worry. Okay, you just have to go through this documentation, pick up the information, try to digest, understand, and then interpret this correlation matrix along with contributions are very important. Associations is one way to interpret the values, and there are contributions. Contribution of these elements. Plant 1 contribution to dimension 1 or axis 1. Every axis is a dimension, a hidden dimension. Okay, this inverse transformation is not important for us. And then there is CA, correspondence analysis. Okay, we'll do one thing. So we'll try to perform all this analysis in my next class. So my time is also 3:10 now. I thought I'll be handling the session till 3. I'll stop this. Meanwhile, we'll just try to install the sprints in your system and read this. Come prepared for my next session tomorrow. I'll try to put full stop to this Python. Okay, and I'm going to mail you assignments for big data. and as soon as you get the mail, you start working on assignments for big data. I just wanted to finish evaluation as soon as possible. Thanks for your patient listening. Any questions now? Scare us crap. I say this crap. So I just have 10 minutes time anyway. So my session is going to be closed. Now, even if I don't close, it is going to be closed. Guys, you have any questions? Sir, we have queries regarding the assignment and need extra time. Oh my God, Priyanka, I think today I will not be able to spend time. You can. What is your question? I have 10 minutes time. You can ask me questions. Can I unmute you? I'll try to unmute. Two participants in the. Oh my God. Who are they? They're very bad, unlucky guys. Unmute all. Now, Priyanka, you can ask me the question.
So we actually tried the codes for the group. The question wasn't so clear. I was having trouble understanding the question, and also we tried a code, but then it's showing a lot of errors. So
I see.
I mailed it to you, sir.
Yeah, try. But even then, you don't give up and just go ahead and try the
Okay.
code. I'm sure you'll get it. Only thing that you first feel that you'll get it. Then I'm sure you'll get it. The thing
Sir,
is, writing the class. Can I talk now?
yes, sir.
Can I talk? Create, Creating classes is not that easy. Okay, you are just. I gave you a very big assignment to you. I understand. That is actually the development activity. It is not testing. So I am expecting this. You have to stretch your brain. If you give up, I'm sure you will be nowhere. Work hard. Try to develop the code for. Develop the classes and also methods. I'm sure if you put your brain, I'm sure you will come up. But many of you, you have this feeling that why should I do? Please don't think in that way. Don't give up. Try to extend your brain and try to submit the assignment. That is what I can say. And if you have a specific question, then I can answer. What is your assignment?
So like for the second question, sir, the code we tried it in
No,
Jupyter,
no, no.
sir, but then it,
Forget about code. I'm asking about. You are talking about group assignment, right?
yes, sir, that I
Classes,
mailed it to you, sir.
madam. There
Yeah,
are.
and also,
Hmm.
sir, for the individual assignment also, when I tried the code, but then I was not able to get the proper results, sir.
Yeah, I know. You see, when I'm working, actually, sometimes I don't get results. You are not watching me. Are you not watching me? Am I getting results every time whenever I execute the code? It's not like that. But I just go back, I refer somewhere, I come back again, and I try to re-execute, try to show you the results. You have to do something. That is what is called assignment. So what is the group project that you want? It's not a project actually, assignment. What is the assignment?
One second,
As a
sir.
group assignment, we need to create classes and modules, sir.
And I'm talking about the topic. I gave you transportation, retire. There are different types of examples. Oh, you don't know what it is.
For group one, it is retail, sir.
That is what I'm asking. In retail, you see, you got a customer, and what else? I gave you very clearly. There is one class customer, the other class is service, I guess. At the type, I have to open the document. Then only I can. Can you please read classes? I mentioned classes and methods, right? I explained the every assignment with the help of methods and classes. In classes, I mentioned two entities. One is customer, the other one I don't remember what it is. And methods also I explained you, like what methods are you. See, I gave you very clearly. And you say the question is not clear. What kind of a question it
Sir,
is? I don't
customer
understand.
and transaction, sir. Classes.
Transactions, yes, correct. Classes we have customer and transactions. In methods,
Methods, customer, type details, and for transaction, transaction, transaction type, number of transaction, amount, and total number of.
Yeah, very clear it is. Then what is not clear for you? Somebody, Priyanka, I think you said it is not clear. What is not clear to you? Now,
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
First of all, my question: have you attended my class and classes?
Sorry,
Yes.
sir.
Have you attended my class on classes, Python classes?
Yes, sir.
You attended my class.
I did attend, sir.
Tell me what we discussed in that Python classes.
Sir, for the group project, everybody was trying, sir. It's not only me
You
that.
forget about everybody. You talk about yourself. Don't be tricky. I asked you a question, have you attended my class? You said yes. Tell me what is the example I explained in that class. You don't talk about everybody and all. You are talking about yourself. Why are you talking about the rest of the class? You are hijacking me? You answer my question. We do one thing. Day after tomorrow, we'll sit again and we'll have discussion on these classes. And everybody of you go through that, my previous class. I think there is a backup session. I created a backup session. I don't remember if that session is there online or not. If it is there, go through that session and come back to me. I explained you what is a class, what is a method. There is a echo. So refer all that and come back to me, then we will discuss. Just don't tell me that the question is not clear. How can you say that the question is not clear when I kept the question very clearly? Don't blame the person just outright. If you have questions, I am there already to answer the questions, but don't blame and don't play. Any other question, please? Any other question? This is a stupid question. I don't like to answer this question. Yeah, there is a question transportation too. Okay, then you got a lot of questions on these classes. Then we do one thing. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about multivariate analysis, and day after tomorrow I will plan for a session for classes. Then I will explain you very clearly what do you mean a class. I think you people have not, many of you have not attended my class on Python classes. I don't know how many of you who belongs to this class attended that class. If you had attended my classes, I explained you very clearly what is a class, how to write a class, how to define the methods, what are the attributes and all, everything I told you very clearly. If you have not attended that class, and there are problems, online transmission problems are there. Sometimes I am getting disconnected. Sometimes the internet is also not going properly. But don't blame everything. That is not working. This is not working. I don't like to hear this kind of the complaints. It is not working. We don't know. We cannot write. No, you have to do. That's all. Or die. You either die or do the assignments. I want the assignments. And don't tell me that nothing is working. Nothing is clear. If nothing is clear, just go and die. I don't want to hear any complaints. So this, I am going to plan a session day after tomorrow, only exclusively on classes. Any other questions? Other questions, please.
Sir,
Yes.
can you explain about factor analysis?
Yes, madam. Tomorrow. Factor analysis falls in multivariate analysis, right? Just now I told you that tomorrow we are going to discuss all those things using the package called Prince.
Okay, sir.
Now we have only 10 minutes time. So it is not possible for me to discuss these techniques. That is the only technique which is left.
Okay, sir.
Any other question? Because I still have a few minutes time, 2-3 minutes time is there, that's why I am asking. So don't tell me that I cannot do, these assignments are difficult, you have to do, that's all. There is no provision for escape. You have to do. Because I am working hard. I am not sleeping at home. Every day I have 3-4 classes. My health is going down. Any questions, please? Okay, if there are no questions, thanks for patient listening. See you tomorrow.